What's going on YouTube? Hello my tackle hoarders out there. APFA back in the test tank for you guys. And today we have a worm by Carl's Amazing Baits. This is the flicker worm. Let me show you what the flicker worm is. Straight tail worm. And the key is the tail. This tail here doesn't really feel all hollow, maybe a different composite plastic, but it's going to work magic for you guys. You know, I'm not sure on the color. It didn't say what it was on the package, but it's kind of like a copper and red flake and kind of like a bronze or something on the bottom. Not bad of a color, but I have it rigged up on a shaky head. This is very similar to the squirrel tail worm or even the flying squirrel by Big Bite Baits. Look at that. This is what I'm talking about. When I like to shaky head, like bedfish, I don't think you can beat something like that. Straight up and down. Kind of looks like a bait fish feeding. Just awesome. I don't know if you could probably Texas rig these. I don't know how they would react. I haven't tried. Maybe in a future video I'll try it. But I believe these worms, these styles, were designed for a shaky head. It's called the Flicker Shake. This is how I would fish this. I mean, throw this on a bed and just work it around a little bit, pause it, and that tail's going to come right up. You know, as soon as it drops, standing up on end. Jig it around a little bit, just soft little shakes of the rod tip, obviously, and you have it standing up on end. Like a little bait fish feeding on the bottom. You know, you can just use little ticks of the rod and barely move the thing and get all kinds of action out of it. It's a very good technique. Finesse fishing, bed fishing. This is my favorite way to bed fish, is to throw a shaky head on there. And just try to mimic something on their bed feeding. Just hop it around a little bit and pause it. Just be mindful if you're going to use something like this for bed fishing, that sometimes a fish will come up and just pick it up by the tail and move it off the bed. So you could even cut this down a little bit just to make sure that fish is going to get that hook in its mouth when it picks it up. If it's not mad enough. If it's mad enough, it'll just eat it. I usually tend to use brighter colors bed fishing, just for the fact you can see it better in the water. And when you see the lure disappear, like a bright color, a white or a pink, something like that, chartreuse, you know to set the hook. This is not a bad worm at all. I'm very impressed with this. Like I said, very similar to a Big Bite Baits squirrel tail worm. Like I said, they use the same principle in the flying squirrel, which is my absolute favorite shaky head baits of all time. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one. You guys got to check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. That's an awesome bait on a shaky head. But just playing around with this in the tank, you can't get the thing to fall over. Just awesome. I like the color underneath the light here. Red and a little bit of green flake in there. It's gonna get bit. You know, clear water situation. This isn't gonna be a bad color to throw. This is something I'll definitely throw in the box when it comes to springtime, when the season opens and we run across some beds. Throw this out there. Every time that tail's gonna come right back up. Let me show you guys. Let's set up on the shaky head real quick and we'll get on out of here. This is I forgot what shaky head this was. This is the Perfection Lures Sure Hookup shaky head. This is 3/16 of an ounce. I don't have it rigged up perfectly straight, but like I said, this is just tank test purposes. Just be mindful that you have all that bait before the fish gets to the hook. So maybe cut it down and have the hook point coming in here through here. Might be a good idea. That's something I might play around with. But just an awesome little worm. I really like these style of worms. I highly recommend you guys grab you some of these, or look at Big Bite Baits on Tackle Warehouse and look at the squirrel tail worm and the flying squirrel. Absolutely deadly on beds. I fished a flying squirrel already. It's awesome. You know, and this is basically the same worm. You won't be disappointed with this at all. But I'm going to get on out of here. Thanks for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. Check out my channel for more tank tests like this. Leave me a comment, like the video, share the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.